Tropical Cyclone Cheeto is currently churning in the Indian Ocean, posing a significant threat to several countries in southeastern Africa. As of December 13, 2024, Cheeto is located approximately 159 kilometers north of Madagascar. The storm is packing sustained wind speeds of 121 miles per hour, making it equivalent to a Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. This makes Cheeto a major cyclone with the potential to cause widespread damage upon landfall. The intensity of Cyclone Chido is comparable to a major hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean. A Category 3 hurricane is capable of causing devastating damage. Such storms bring catastrophic winds that can destroy well-built homes, uproot trees, and knock down power lines. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable to storm surge, which can inundate low-lying areas with several feet of water. The potential for significant impact is high, with millions of people in the path of the storm. Cheeto is expected to maintain its intensity over the next 36 hours as it passes near Madagascar. After that, it is forecast to intensify further before making landfall in Mozambique. The storm's trajectory puts it on a direct course for densely populated areas, raising concerns about potential casualties and widespread destruction. Cyclone Cheeto first emerged as a tropical disturbance in the southeastern Indian Ocean basin between December 7th and 8th. The storm quickly gained strength, becoming a Category 4 cyclone on December 10th. While it has weakened slightly to a Category 3, Cheeto is still a formidable storm with the potential to cause widespread damage and loss of life. The cyclone's projected path takes it near the Comoros archipelago and Mayotte before a potential landfall in northern Mozambique. Meteorologists are particularly concerned about the storm's potential impact on Mozambique's Cabo Delgado and Nampula provinces. These areas are home to millions of people and are still recovering from the devastating effects of previous cyclones. Landfall in Mozambique is anticipated around December 15th. The storm is expected to bring heavy rains, with some areas receiving up to 200 millimeters of rain in a 24-hour period. Such torrential rainfall could trigger widespread flooding and landslides, further exacerbating the impact of the cyclone. Coastal regions are also at risk of storm surge, which could inundate low-lying areas and cause significant damage. As Cyclone Cheeto barrels towards southeastern Africa, countries in the region are racing against time to prepare for the storm's impact. Governments and aid agencies are working tirelessly to issue warnings, evacuate vulnerable communities, and pre-position relief supplies. The focus is on minimizing potential casualties and providing timely assistance to those affected by the cyclone. In Madagascar, authorities have issued warnings for the Diana region, where heavy rains and strong winds are expected. Coastal communities are bracing for high waves, with wave heights expected to reach 4 to 8 meters. While Madagascar is no stranger to cyclones, the impact of recent storms has left many communities vulnerable and ill-prepared for another major weather event. Mozambique, facing a direct hit from Cyclone Cheeto, has activated its emergency response plan. The government is working with international aid organizations to ensure the pre-positioning of essential supplies, including food, water, shelter materials, and medical kits. Evacuation efforts are underway in vulnerable coastal areas, particularly in Cabo Delgado province, which is projected to bear the brunt of the storm. Cyclone Cheeto is a stark reminder of the destructive power of tropical cyclones, which are known as hurricanes in the Atlantic and typhoons in the Western Pacific. While the majority of these storms form in the Northern Hemisphere, the Southern Hemisphere also experiences its fair share of cyclones, particularly during the Southern Hemisphere's cyclone season, which runs from late October to May. Southern Hemisphere cyclones have unique characteristics. They rotate clockwise, unlike their Northern Hemisphere counterparts, which rotate counterclockwise. These storms form over warm ocean waters near the equator and gain strength as they move towards the poles. The South Pacific and the southwestern Indian Ocean are particularly active basins for cyclone formation. The impact of Cyclone Cheeto highlights the vulnerability of coastal communities in the Southern Hemisphere to these powerful storms. Climate change is exacerbating the situation by contributing to rising sea levels and potentially increasing the intensity of tropical cyclones. As the planet warms, the frequency and severity of extreme weather events like cyclones are likely to increase, posing a growing threat to life and property in vulnerable regions around the world.